What up, what up, what up? Here we go. We looking good. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, coming with another wonderful episode of, that's right, On Screen. But I here by myself this time. We talking about Black Lightning with none other than the world famous Clement Bryant. What's up?
TIRED.
What does that spell?
Tired. Oh, wait, I forgot the T. I forgot the T on the end of it. Tired.
Tired.
Like tired. I'm like exhausted. Like, nah, I'm just like, it has been busy on my end. Like, I told you what was going on before we got up, but like, yeah, like, there's a lot of work happening right now. So, yeah, it's a lot, bro. This episode of Black Lightning. Like, I know we got other stuff to talk about. We got to talk about WandaVision. We didn't get up.
We'll get after we do the Black Lightning. We'll get into WandaVision and all them later.
And Journey Smollett. But
oh yeah, in a very interesting tweet.
Bro, I woke up, I was like, word. But anyways, yeah, dude, Black Lightning was like Jefferson, bro. He's kind of Jefferson is like
Jefferson falling apart, man.
Yeah, man, dude is falling apart at the seams.
Jefferson
like
falling apart. I was mad when we found out Henderson was going to die anyway, but Jefferson's falling apart. We do. One thing that's good is we find out that we get a year time jump, so that's cool. So we see that he's still real hurt by it. I love the scenes with him and his father still. I still love the scenes with, even though it's of course him kind of like thinking of his father's memory, or his memory, is like the ghost of his father or whatever, the energy of that, But I still like that. I like the moments with his father a lot. And losing his brother, like he said kind of towards the end of the episode, talking about like, yo, man, like I lost my brother. Where was like the sympathy for that? Or where was, so I feel like he's lost. He's adrift right now.
Yeah.
And at the worst time. Now, like, look, before we get started, I love Black Lightning. I've been following this since the very first episode. But since I love it, I gotta hold it down and I gotta ding it as well. All right. Big shout out to Andrea Adkins. Thank you for coming through. I'm glad you liked it. So, on one hand, I am so tired of them jumping on Jefferson for everything. We get. Oh,
you mean the characters of the show, or you mean
characters of the show?
Okay.
So like every time we turn around, well, if you were helping the girls, blah blah blah, and it's like, let's be honest. I have tried to give these girls instruction as a father and as a veteran hero all throughout this show. Have they ever listened to me? No. And when they did not listen to me, did you, my ex-wife, who's kind of like playing house/wife now, back me up? No. So why do you think that this situation would have been any different? You just want someone to blame. I am not your punching bag.
And I think that's important to call out, because there will be some people that will call that toxic masculinity, but it's also kind of like, but like, here's the thing though. It's like, it's like all of what Jefferson would have maybe done would have been considered like pre-show, right? Show. But like now it's like, it's in a different direction, because we saw what happened with Henderson. Everything with Henderson is why he's feeling the way he is, because he's in therapy with Len. He is dealing with the fallout of, his daughter's, romantic partner being laid up in the hospital in a coma. It's like he's like taking about all these things, and like I think it's very important for him to be like, yo, you never listened to me. I think when we say Jefferson is coming apart at the seams, it's like he's lost his best friend, which is basically like his brother. He he's found out of like all the things he's had to go through. Gamby like working with ASA back in the day, all of this stuff, dealing with the tons of bias, dealing with all that, like it's not a wonder why he didn't fall apart sooner.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that's kind of like important when people talk about, Jefferson Pierce.
He's had a lot on his shoulders for a long time.
He's had a lot of shoulders. And it's like, I think Salim Akil, who was very adept at identifying Black issues, because obviously he's Black, but it's also like he knows how to write.
Yeah.
To show
not only does he have the experience, but he's also a good writer.
Right. And so I think what he's trying to say is like, Black men are dealing with a lot, even though that we can be.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like sometimes, but at
the same time, it's just when it comes to stuff like that, to say that Black men are going through things, we need to get out of this idea of this zero-sum game. Black men going through things does not mean that Black women are not. It just means that Black men are.
There. I'm not there. You're good.
Well, no, I'm going there. That would be to say like, all right, if I was to say, oh man, my cat got hurt. That wouldn't mean to say that my dog never gets hurt, or my fish, or my iguana, or whatever. No. Right. Why when we place it on something that's not human, all of a sudden when we get human, people get their emotions into it. Black men go through things. Black women go through things. The issue is trying to prioritize ourselves over each other. That's the problem. There's nothing wrong with saying, Black women go through a specific set of issues that are all their own. Yes, it's part of the Black experience, but Black men might not know everything about that. That's fine. That's cool. But maybe it's true for the other side too. But if you say it's true for the other side, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, men don't have any issues, which goes into another whole other toxic side of society, which is why you have a lot of men from youth that have been told that they're not able to emote. They're not able to show any compassion for anyone. They're not supposed to show any empathy anywhere. No mercy. Go get them. Be aggressive. Be a killer. Be blah, blah, blah. And then you wonder, oh, well, why? It's like, well, we all raised this dude to never have any emotion.
Right.
Where do you think he was putting the emotion?
And that's what we got to
talk about. He was putting it in here. Just stacking it deep. Just stacking it deep. And now his brother has died, and all that emotion that he stacked deep, every time that Anissa tried to act like she knew better than him when she actually didn't, when she was fronting like she was a hero, but she was technically just stealing money and living off of it to be fly and doing it for the gram or fame and popularity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of that. Then Jen, the girl runs off with a boy, then comes back, then you try to tell her, she still don't listen. She going working with... Then she literally goes and works with our arch enemy, the man that is the reason that the whole military...
Odell, yeah.
So, but when I turn to my wife or ex-wife, she want to play house, whatever, cool. When I turn to her, what do I get? I'm the problem. I'm wrong. But then when something happens, you should have also been there. I can't do it all. You can't have it both ways. Either I'm the problem and I need to get out the way, or I'm the solution and I need to be there. Which one you want? Which one you want, Lynn? Come on now. And you still on that stuff.
I mean, and I think the way that they contextualized that was basically talking about relationships. Like, it's very like, and it's like, superhero fantasy aside, the way that they contextualize it is, okay, the Black man being at his job 24/7, not having time for his family. And then when he's there, he can't really focus. It's like the way that they really contextualize that. Yeah. And in the scene was really important. But I think we also got to backtrack and be like, look at Jefferson, the way that he's emoting now, he's straight up killing or attempting to kill cops. Like that scene, like I was like, yo, this is like, and here's the thing.
I was like, yo, you in broad daylight, brother.
Bro, I never had a chance to watch the trailers. because I've been so busy. So like,
Yeah.
for me
Yeah,
to
me
see
neither.
that scene, I was like, whoa, like this is a different kind of vibe from the Jefferson that we've seen over 3 seasons.
Yep. And it makes sense for him to be at this point. And on top of kind of him coming loose at the seams, I wouldn't be against him doing that to the cops. Maybe not that far, but I wouldn't mind him shocking the cops and disabling them. And what I mean by disabling is like, what I'm saying, maybe break a bone or two, because yes, I am tired of this. And if I'm a hero, but I'm a hero that only stands up for certain injustice, well, am I a hero? Oh, well, I'll stop Markovia, but I'm not going to stop these cops that are beating up this kid that I know ain't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to pick and choose what hero you want to be. So I understand him saying, I'm tired of this. I'm just saying, like, brother, do it in the suit so they don't know it's you.
I mean,
brother, do it in the suit.
I think that's my point. Like, I was reading up before we got on, and Salim said like, and we expected this based off what happened with George Floyd and Elijah McClain and all those cats last year.
Mm-hmm.
We knew Salim was gonna try to find a way or internalize that and put it in the show. And
I don't think this is going to be the last one, because remember last year and year before last, we had people in their own homes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, the way Salim Akil is, it's probably coming this season.
He said
it's going to be somebody in their own house chilling. Just letting y'all know.
I was just like, the kid with the violin in that scene with the red hoodie, he said was a reference to Trayvon Martin and Elijah McClain. And I was like, damn. I felt that in my chest a little bit, but I was like, ooh. Like,
and Andre Atkins says, I was feeling Jefferson when he snapped, but at the same time, put your super suit on.
I'm gonna find the article. I'm gonna read it. He said, I was motivated by that, and I wanted to see him live. Akil says, adding that the innocent character he created for Black Lightning season premiere is both a homage to McClain and Trayvon Martin. The idea to me was, if we had someone like Black Lightning, they would still be alive today. And I'm like,
yep,
bro. Like because
you have to also contextualize Black heroism inside of white supremacy of America.
Yeah.
Would our Black heroes be considered heroes, or would they be considered terrorists? Now, I know in the comics and everything, it's all good, but let's not front. Like, in America, someone with the powers of Black Lightning doing what he did in uniform against police would be heralded as like some great hero.
He might be considered a hero in the streets, but to general people, like cop, whatever, they
traditional media would be trying to paint him as some kind of like rogue, like he used to work with the Justice League, but he's crazy now. You know what I'm saying? And then it would be interesting to see who on the Justice League would stand up and say something in his support, or who would be soft and not say nothing. And trust me, there would be a whole lot. Some of your favorite characters would probably be silent.
No,
a whole lot of your favorite characters would probably be silent in real life.
And
I don't know. It's not really my thing to speak. Oh, really?
And that's the thing. And so I think it's like we're seeing a lot of elements coming at Jefferson, and we got to talk about, Thunder and Lightning and Grace, and we got to talk about Lynn, we got to talk about, and Tobias, we got to talk about all those cats. But it's like we're seeing Jefferson hit at different angles. We're seeing like the whole Black men in America angle, losing his best friend, dealing with the stresses of being a superhero, but also being responsible for kids day to day and being a principal. and then having to be responsible for other people like his daughters and his wife, and dealing with a fractured marriage and a wife who is rehabbing from a drug addiction. That's a lot to handle.
So let's talk about Lynn.
Go ahead.
Because Lynn about to get on my nerves. When they were in that meeting, I was like, she's still on it. I couldn't look at her face. I was like, she's still on it. You ain't had to show me no extra scene. I know she's still on that stuff.
I mean,
man, she was like, rehab is going, sobriety is going well. Is it? Because you're still doing that stuff.
Maybe she's still on withdrawal. I don't know. It's like I was like paying attention to like one side of my ear because I was like trying to work and like I was watching at the same time, and I just like the look was different. So I'm like, was she in withdrawal, or was she like going through it and weaning herself off the drug? Kind of like how we saw in season 3, she was like trying to like wean herself off of it, but like,
well, see, after that attack, she opened her computer and was like, yo, this time it's lasted for 48 hours. So she's still playing with that stuff. And so that means now you're lying to your children again. You're lying to your play husband, I guess, again. And you're lying to yourself that you can control this. Now, but Jefferson is the problem, right? And not saying, yes, Jefferson could be preachy, but there's a lot of situations where you guys would have been safe if you would have just not, or at least questioned the people that you were going to be around and with. Like, hey, you know what? My dad old. I don't want to listen to my dad. But you know what? Let me question this person a little bit. Now, Jen a murderer, Lynn is a crackhead, basically, and Anissa essentially is a thief. Now, I know she tried to turn it around like, I'm doing this for the people. Boo, you doing this for yourself.
Yeah.
You like the limelight. But like Lynn,
here's the thing.
We're seeing her face look sort of emaciated to a certain. We don't know what this is going to do to her in the long term.
And that's the thing. It's like that's why like I try to give everyone a little bit of latitude in the show, because it's like the way that the show contextualizes what's going on in it is kind of different from a lot of the other things that we see, especially in superhero media. So it's like we're seeing super powered beings and superhero abilities and like living a little bit of a fantasy world, like a heightened fantasy, but we're also seeing at a grounded, really grounded level of what Black people are dealing with. So
like there's very grounded issues going on.
Yeah, it's like
around this.
Yeah, so it's like I try to give everyone a little bit of latitude, and I try not to at least like victim or drug blame, because it's like these are still issues that even though they are plaguing our community, it's like people they're not bad. It's just like their struggles are harder for them, personally, than a lot of other people. It's like
and I'm not particularly victim blaming her, and I hope I'm not coming out like I am. My issue is the hypocrisy of her always jumping on Jefferson when you got to sweep around your own front door.
Right. Like, and I wasn't saying you were.
Jump on Jefferson all the time. And it's like, girl, you need to shut up because you got your own stuff.
Right. It's like
you got your own stuff.
It's like, you know, you weren't, but I know there's like a lot of discussion online about Lynn, and I'm like, it's like that's why I have to balance that out a little bit, but it's also like it does take two to tango, like that point that you're making. It takes two to tango. It's just not Jefferson being the issue. Lynn's got her own issues that she's bringing into the relationship.
Yeah.
With Jefferson or with Jennifer and Anissa really like trying to do their own thing. It's like, yeah, you got to give them freedom to run a little bit to figure out who they want to be as a hero and like what their identity is as a hero, but also in and out of the mask. But also, there's got to be a line where like, hey, my father has been doing this longer than me, even though he might be preachy and even though he might be overprotective, he has lasted this long. And that's the
Thank
thing
you.
that doesn't
He's
really
preachy because he's been here before.
right.
He's
And if
seen
you
himself and other heroes go down this path.
I mean,
but it's also good because it does show that, you know, like every generation thinks that they're smarter than the old one, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Kids that grew up in the 70s thought they were smarter than kids that grew up in the 50s and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it's like, I can do it better than you, Dad. Then Jen gets shot. Where you come to? Dad. Interesting, right? So it's like, come on, Dad. What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Good night. Right. Get out of here. so it's like I know better than Dad. He doesn't know anything.
Right.
Now I will give Anissa some love in a second. It's one of those things where it's like, I know better than Dad. We're gonna go out and do these things. Dad could have been like, yo, man, look, this is set up. And even Anissa said, well, it felt like a setup, but, you know, no, there's no but. If it feels like a setup, don't go. See, you got lulled into a false sense of security of winning.
And
Anissa said Jen was being flashy.
I mean, it's like, and that's the thing. It's like, you gotta be, and it's like, give credit where credit is due, but also try to figure out your own path. And figuring out your own path does not mean necessarily, I don't want to say disrespecting, but completely ignoring what the old guard has been through. It's like, it's
the same. Oh, go ahead.
No, I will be. It's like my father telling me, you know, you can't be a jack of all trades when I was younger. But now, as much as I understood that really doesn't apply now, because like people like me that work in social, I have to be a great copywriter. I have to be a great designer. I have to know marketing, traditional marketing tactics, updated marketing tactics. I have to know photography. I have to know music. I have to know music rights. I have to be like, I literally have to be a jack of all trades. So it's like, understand that the old guard had a way of doing things and respect it, but also realize
because there's some advice from parents that will come because like that was the actual world they were in at that time. Being a jack of all trades didn't really work for you because back then you needed to specialize in one thing and be really, really good in that one thing. But when times change, but then there's also some stuff that like, will never change. Like old man told me, and I'm sure other people have heard, you lay down with a dog, you might get up with fleas. That ain't never gonna change.
That's not gonna change.
That stuff ain't never gonna change. So there's certain things where like, and then there's sometimes you'll get information or like advice based on fear, like because your parents do have a certain level of fear for you because they want you to survive, especially in a situation like this. Like, people are shooting at you like what 2-3 times a week. So
it's interesting that
about a couple times a week.
and I think when you talk about this, like, I wonder how much Lynn and Jefferson try to protect their kids from seeing what Jefferson went through as a superhero. Because like one of the images that sticks in my head is when season 1, when we saw all the trailers and the flashbacks, when he was literally in a tub, bleeding in a tub.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I wonder if he's ever said that to them.
Or do they know? It's like they know he's super, but do they know like, he's been shot at, he's gotten shot, the man is like recovered, and it's like at some point, you got to protect your kids, but also you have to expose them to the harsh realities of what's going on.
Yeah, the reason I took a long break is because I was this close to death,
right?
And I couldn't go to the hospital because I'm pretty sure Tobias and his people were checking for brand new entries into the hospital. So I had to bleed out and pray that, I'd make it to the morning. You know what I'm saying? That's all I could do. So that is one thing I will say that I don't think we've seen from Jefferson to his children. Like, okay, look, I know what I'm telling you sounds crazy, but here's why. such and such shot me, such and such shot me. I got my wrist crushed over here, got my leg broken there. I did, because I will say as a parent, we do have to tell our children about our faults. So it's not just like, don't do this. It's like, no, don't do this because my best friend from such and such died doing that. Don't do this because when I did it, you see this scar right here? That's what it came from. Don't do, you know what I'm saying? Like, now some kids still, they just got to touch the iron to see if it's hot.
Yeah.
Some kids just got to do it.
They got to do it. And
which is Jen. Jen seems like one of those types. Anissa is she'll listen a little bit, but Jen seems like, I got to touch the iron. I don't care, Dad. I know you said it's hot. I got to see how hot for myself.
I mean, and we saw, and it's like, look, like I love Jen and Anissa. I think, and here's the point.
And they're great as sisters too. Like, shouts to the casting on that.
Yeah, the casting is like it's like, here's the thing. When I was watching the premiere, and I want to say this up front, it made me sad that this show was canceled. Because not canceled, but like we're gonna have full season, but like after the season, there's no more Black Lightning. And it made me sad because it's good. It's,
if you're not going to say it, I'm going to say it. I was going to wait until we're done with the review of this episode, but I'm going to go and say it if you don't say it.
I'm trying to find the way of saying it. It's like, it's going to be sad when we don't have week to week, blackness on television like this.
Yep.
And I think we'll get that with like something like The Equalizer, because like we have Queen Latifah, which is like kind of like there to like take up the room of it.
Yeah.
And we have other shows.
We got All American, which is the lead-in for.
Yeah, we have other shows, but it's like when we talk about like Black Lightning, I think Black Lightning is one of the most like forward-thinking shows about what is actually happening to Black people, and we see it in different shows. But like for me personally,
Black Lightning has been very poignant.
It's very, very direct, and I am a co-host on the Black Lightning podcast, and like we haven't had a chance to get up on this episode yet, but it's like, man, I'm like, where are we gonna see stuff like this like week to week, especially on like broadcast network television? It's rare. So
because a couple things. One, this is the most consistently good of 3/4 seasons CWDC show, period. Because Arrow and Flash were dope in the first 2 seasons. Season 3 started to wane. This has gone strong the whole way through. Also, this is about a Black family, which you rarely see. You rarely see a Black family.
Yep, exactly.
Full family. You know what I'm saying? Not just like mama and a kid doing something, or daddy and his son by himself or something. Full family together. Struggling together to try to figure it out, work it out against a common enemy, like Tobias. Which
exactly.
This is where I gotta ding you. This is where I gotta ding you, Jeff.
I thought you were coming. I thought it was to me. I was like, what did I say?
Jeff, I'm sorry.
Like, go ahead.
If I saw that man on TV, when Anissa said we gotta take, oh yes, tonight. Oh yes, tonight. This man, like he said, or like Anissa said, this ain't about the people that's dead. Tobias is probably going to kill 10, 20 more people. All right? Look, Jeff, I'm tired of this fake, false equivalency of like, all right, this guy is a killer. We know he's a killer, but we're going to leave him alive because somehow our morality is like, no. You stopping someone, even when it comes to fatality, from continuing to kill other regular, everyday folk, that is not the same as being them. It is not the same. If Batman were to kill the Joker, that does not make him the Joker. I'm tired of this false equivalency. If Black Lightning kills Tobias, it doesn't make him Tobias. No, it does not. is not the same. It's not even near the same. And if I would have saw him on TV, I'd have been like, oh, no, not today.
Right.
Oh, not today,
Right.
Satan.
Right.
You dead
Right.
tonight. Look, I'm tired of seeing your bald head act.
No, dude, like I said, like when I was watching and then I heard that guy with voice, I was like, oh, no. I was like, Tobias is back. And like look, let's call a spade what it says. Like Cronin as Tobias Will has been the highlight of one of the highlights of the show.
Man, he's a dope actor, and this is a dope character. Dude. But for Jefferson's perspective, he gotta die.
I ain't going that extreme. But I'm like,
why not? What, I'm gonna just let him live and let him kill people?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. Like,
all right, how about this? I just like take away all his drugs and cripple him, and then have him looking like he looked in season 3. All right, how about that?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Because in season 3, he was looking like he needed some help.
I hear you. And so, like you talking about all this, it's like, I wonder, Kevin Jones said in the chat for the final season, Tobias needs to die. And I'm like, I wonder if they're going to do that. I wonder if they're going to, and I think if they do it, this isn't the season to do that. Not to say like, I'm wishing, but it's like, we see how Jefferson is like coming apart. That's when you do that, because like we had that scene and I missed the build up to the scene, but we had the scene where Jefferson goes rampaging through that apartment complex, and literally electrocutes someone with his eyes.
Yo, like, that was dope.
I was like,
that was dope. I was like, oh snap, you can do that? Why you ain't tell me you can do that?
I was like, what was the setup? I missed the setup for that. Like, why did he?
He was the guy that shot Jen. So after they did the facial recognition, Gamby was like, that's the dude that shot Jen. He was like, word, no doubt. He went there as principal, regular dad, just got off of work.
Just straight up, was like, he was wearing a suit. Like, bro, like, for all intents, that was like the Pulp Fiction of Black Lightning. The man, like, was wearing a suit.
And dude was punching him with the glow too. He was like, puss, puss.
Yeah. Like let's talk about in the beginning where he had the Nick Fury fit on.
Oh man, that was nice. That was nice.
Like,
I actually like that. I wouldn't mind that with like maybe like a face covering or like that actually is kind of smooth. The all black
that you can't all see black it, like cool. But like I feel like Jefferson's like the wardrobe budget, they went a little bit up because Jefferson's like rocking like just like stone cold chilling in this like Fury get up, and I'm like, what? Like, it's like when we see all this happening, I'm like, damn, like this man is literally just no F's given at this point. No F's given.
Nope. And that's a good and bad thing because once again, you got to rein yourself in because you have other people that are connected to you that could be, like the episode says, collateral damage.
Right.
Someone sees your face out there. Hey, ain't that principal? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that kind of happened though. We got close to that.
Jefferson Pierce? Because when he did that, when he hit the cops up, I was like, ain't nobody else outside?
I mean,
and even when the cops came to question him, they was like, he lying, right? She was like, yeah.
Yep. And I was like, oh no. And I was like, and literally, and I think what's so shocking about Jefferson in this pilot is Jefferson's always been the guy to be safe. He's not the guy to take a risk like that.
Yeah. So he's fallen. So it's time for Gamby to come in and be like, yo, my dude, like, yo, look, I know you got your thing with me right now. I know it's thing with your family and stuff, but like, yo, look.
But does he even listen to him? That's the thing. It's like, for all to his purposes, we're talking about how Jen and Anissa kind of just go off half cocked sometimes. Jefferson is the extreme version of that.
Yeah. Because we're so used to Jefferson being the kind of like reserved, I'm gonna get my mind right, and then I'm gonna go. And now he's just like, nope. You touch my daughter, paga paga.
I mean, he's always been like that, but this is a whole nother kind of level, right? So
yeah,
I feel for the man, but I'm also kind of like,
bruh,
the
you
setup,
need to reel it in.
it's like it's real. So it's like, and this is why I was like, it took me a little bit of time to get ready for this episode and to get ready for season 4 of Black Lightning, because I knew Celine was gonna be going there very top.
The Achilles. Right? The tough thing about Black Lightning is that they have kept it very close to Black culture, from the music to what's going on, on a day-to-day basis out here in the real world, stuff like that in our community, all of that. So sometimes it's tough to watch because it's tough to, be on social and see people say certain things about something that actually happened, and then kind of watch it play out again on TV. But it's necessary to frame this kind of stuff in heroism, because so many times heroes are always able to address very large and broad issues.
Yeah, I hear you.
That make sure that they don't ever deal with what's going on the ground. And if it is something that's going on the ground, it's always interesting that it's like an international issue.
Yeah.
It's never here. But I do want to big shout out to Nicholas Nelson in the chat. Said, what character ought to kill Tobias to make it the most poetic ending? Because we do got your boy Lala in the cut.
So
and he ain't happy.
Like, dude, when is Lala ever happy? Let's be honest. Lala ain't never happy.
You know what? I don't think I've ever seen him happy in the whole show.
But
that's a good question.
But that's here
Have
nor
you
there.
ever seen him smile?
I
don't think he's ever smiled in the whole show.
I don't know, but like Lala could be it. If we're playing the what if game, it's Jefferson, Lala, Len.
Yeah.
Or it's either Anissa. If it's
because
one of
Lynn
those...
could go mama bear on him. You know what I'm saying? She has the power. She could shoot herself up with the power to do the mind control thing. And so,
but would it work? But would it work? That's the question, because Tobias, Tobias, for every reason, is like, he's like guy that manages to escape through. Gravedigger, gone. Like, Gravedigger, gone. We've like, Lala is like, come back to life. Like, it's like Tobias is the one that escapes through. So it's kind of like,
because Tobias, he knows what wins with Tobias. Tobias is, one, he knows that Jefferson has a moral code that says killing means that I'm the scum of the earth. So he's like, he'll never kill me. All right. So that's one. Two, yes, this whole thing with your boy out here with Markovia, Gravedigger, you call him. All right, interesting. But if I'm patient, which I am, I'll be all right.
Right.
I'm gonna sit up in this jail cell. Cool. This dude treat me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out Bill. You know what I'm saying? He's treating me wrong, but he's not killing me. So if I just stay patient, everything will be all right. And Tobias wins because he's patient. Like, he just be waiting for people to get caught slipping, and he just ride through, man. But Lala, now I will say this. To Lala's credit,
I'm listening.
He did help out the city of Freeland when it was under lockdown. He did. He was smuggling not only drugs and guns, but he was also smuggling food into the area, helping people eat and keep their bills tight and everything. And you know what I'm saying? He was helping people out. He was like a better Nino Brown, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good example, but he was kind of doing good in the hood. He was helping Metas get out. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of doing good in the hood. But for him to get all up on his back, like, how they gonna be nice to Tobias? Didn't they know I was in there for the streets? Like, hold up. Hold up. Both of y'all bad. He shouldn't be on TV, and neither should you. Like, how you gonna?
Like,
oh boy, you want some recognition for doing wrong?
Give Lala for helping, but it's also kind of like if we're rating people for like who kills Tobias, it's Jefferson first because he's got the most.
Yeah, Jefferson gotta.
He's it's either Jefferson or Lala. It's like it's one of those two, and a close third would be Lynn. Like that's how I see it. But who knows? Because Gamby's also got a beef with him. Dude, Gamby
Oh, and shouts to Gamby with the Mac skills. I see you, Gamby.
You saw that?
Gamby got the ladies coming through. He was like, I'm glad you still alive. And he peeped the booty out when she walked away. You saw him. He was like,
I didn't see that.
I see
but he's like, the man was stone cold chilling where he was like, I'm gonna pass, but it was still worth it to hear your voice again. I was like, okay, Gamby.
Gamby a Mac on the sneak. You know what I'm saying?
Like Gamby, Uncle Gamby trying to Mac. Like, kind of like that was like the one moment of levity that I had in that. Like, I was like,
look at Gamby macking.
I was like,
oh man. So that was a good one. That was a nice part of the episode that kind of gave us some space because between Lala and threatening to kill all his employees, then you got Tobias. No, he lying.
Yep.
Tobias, no, he lying well. I don't even know how people still. Well, I mean, people trust Lex Luthor too. So I guess I don't know, but I mean, you know, this man is like, you're putting this man on TV, but at the same time, another thing Tobias knows: you can be as bad or as evil as you want. Most people, and when I say most, 99.999%, especially in this media and political world, got a price. And I, as Tobias Whale, with a whole lot of dirty money, got the amount to cover it. Do you think, shouts to Professor Ogilvy, but do you think Professor Ogilvy is helping out Tobias because he thinks Tobias is such a great person? No. Because Tobias bought him. You know what I'm saying?
Tobias buys and uses people. That's his thing. He buys and uses people. That's all he does is buy and use. So I think it's
true.
Like we saw at the end of the episode, he's now this major investor in this lab, and I'm like,
yep.
What? Like, I need to go back.
Notice he been trying to slide little lines about Lynn too. You're like, that beautiful scientist. They're like, hold up. All right, first, she's semi-taken. Second, you're a bad guy that tried to kill her family. I think that's a bad foot to start off on the dating game.
But what if that kill your daughter, if Lynn decided to be like Jefferson was too much and she went with Tobias? That would be something. That's like Elseworlds. Like,
that would be crazy if somehow.
I don't want it to happen. I'm just saying, like, you posed an interesting concept, sir. So
because I know Tobias knows that she has the ability to use powers, right? He knows that from last season.
Yeah.
So he has that knowledge. With that knowledge, it's easy to say that she ain't gonna stop. She gets the power. She ain't gonna give up. When I met her, she was a crack fiend. All right, so she a fiend for this green light stuff. So she's not going to quit using. She's still using. So now I'm going to go buy her research lab or whatever. Now I'm such a great investor and I'm on the board. And she's like, the woman's all happy just because he gave her some money. Oh, man, please. But Tobias, no. And then Anissa was like, do you think he waited a year for nothing? Do you think he hasn't been plotting and planning?
That's what he does.
Like, Anissa's right. This is a point where I'd be like, Anissa, I think you're right. It's time for a covert mission tonight. He must die. The end.
But here's the other part of it. He would have seen it coming.
Yeah, but
because
I don't think he would be able to. I don't think he'd be able to withstand all three of them. I don't think even he could. I don't care how many guys you throw at all three of them working together. You're gonna need a lot. Thunder, Lightning, and Black Lightning all working together on someone who killed their grandfather and his daddy and tried to kill all them last season. Well, and season before then, technically, and killed Khalil, but Khalil back alive again. So look, there's a whole bunch of hate that could be there. I think they could have took him, man. Even if he had a small army, I think they could have took him.
I think it's gonna take Jefferson, Anissa, Jennifer, Lynn, Khalil, Gamby.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I think it's gonna take them all to take down Tobias, because like, look, Tobias has been around for 4 seasons. He hasn't been around for 4 seasons for no reason. The man has got through. He has got through. So like, my point is, he would have seen that joint coming and would have been like, I've got people. Don't worry about it. Like, it's like, just like,
because he does have access to his own metas, like the dude that does the teleporting and stuff. So that's true.
Oh, and Black Nightcrawler on the Black Lightning podcast.
Black Nightcrawler.
I know what you're talking about. Like the dude just comes in and is just like anyways,
but the way he uses his power is how you should use the power of teleportation. Like, right. I ain't gonna front. Like, if I had that power and I was going out doing special missions, that's how I do it. You'd hear like pop, 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 and like everybody just be gone. That'd be it. And I just walk out. I wouldn't even walk out. I would just teleport to like the next city and be like, oh, somebody died? I don't know. I wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like,
I'm using teleportation as a way not to get on a plane because I hate flying. But
Andre Atkins says, why does no one question how Tobias still looks young when he's actually a senior citizen? True. Nobody, I mean, we know it's that like super serum or whatever he's taking.
Yeah.
But nobody on the news has ever been like, hey, you know, like when he's doing his philanthropy thing, like, Tobias, you look so great. What's your secret?
That part.
Well, it's cocoa butter. No, that's one of the things that this show, you can't go off the rails for everything else, but then when your arch nemesis be on TV, and you're just like, oh well, maybe we should exercise caution. But he did say nobody touches Tobias but me. It's like, hold up, you can't put the caveat in, like, don't nobody touch him but me. But then at the same time, we ain't gonna touch him. But in case I want to touch him, then just in case I want to kill him.
It was weird, but like, I respect it though, because if this man has killed my family and my father, right, and threatened my life several times over, and is basically on a first name basis with everyone in my family. Oh no,
yeah,
everyone is like, no, because I don't want you to get hurt, but also he's mine. Like, I respect it. Like,
we can't let this man live. And this is like, he knows us. He knows us. We can't let him live.
Every word when he was talking to Lynn was just like a veiled threat. Like,
Lynn should have been like, you know what, cool, go and enjoy the rest of the tour. House meeting. And we were like, no, nah. And this is right. He got to die today. Like, no. Dude is getting too familiar. He got to go.
Everyone gets on a Zoom call, and we're like,
a Zoom call.
Everyone
we'll title the Zoom call "How to Kill Tobias."
No, just be like, yo, we need to talk right now, right now. Like,
dude has spent a lot of money. He just bought my research facility. Like, we already know he has access to metas from season 2 and season 3 now.
Right.
Who knows what he wants to do with all this science? And he knows us personally, has already threatened us multiple times and killed your daddy.
And he probably knows that Lynn cracked the formula of giving people powers. So let's think about that too.
He knows she cracked.
Even though they're temporary right now for what it looks like, there's that whole element of it too. So it's like,
good one.
You playing with some fire. So
he knew what she was working on. So he like, look, I know that she ain't stopped working on this. I know she did, because she can't stop. So what am I going to do? I'm going to buy the research facility. I'm going to be part of the board. I'm going to look like, oh, he's such a great philanthropist and he's an awesome citizen and he cares about the mayor. I'm going to do everything to help Freeland be what it can be. Oh, shut up. Like, you don't want to try to hit his mess.
No. And so like, we'll see, man. I'm very hopeful for this season, especially like the fight scenes that Jen and Nissa had. Like, even though they all had like they got to fight, and also we got to talk about the end tag because that was important. But like when we saw that fight scene happen, I was just like, dude, like whoever does their fight choreography is really, 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 really good.
They keep it together.
So what?
They keep it together, like for real. Their fight scenes are on point.
Like it's so good.
And shouts to the music once again. I don't know if this was on purpose, but this episode aired on February 8th, and February 7th is the birthday of Jay Dilla. And on February 8th, the first song that played, well, the first kind of like big song that they played was when Lala showed up, and it was Let the Dollar Circulate. And it was one of the a joint that Dilla sampled. So I was like, hey, I wonder if this is like a small throw to Dilla because they knew it was gonna air. I was like, I wonder. But anyway, shout out Dilla, Let the Dollar Circulate.
I want to spend some. I think knowing Salim, knowing that was very purposeful.
Yeah.
That was purposeful, which is why they said 7, right?
Yeah.
So
it's like.
I respect it, man. I like
gotta let the dollar circulate, y'all.
Classic song. So like, I dug it. I thought I caught that, but I wasn't sure. But that's a good catch.
Yeah.
I respect it, man. I think like,
the show is good.
It's so good, but I'm also kind of like, oh man, this is
because only good shows get you like this. Like only good shows. We've been hyped for like 53 minutes. Only good shows get you like this.
And we still have other stuff to talk about. And like,
yep.
I still have more work to do. But it's
so anyway, the tag. Hit us with the tag.
The tag. We'll get to the tag. So that scene where we seen Jen going up in the sky and taking in all the radiation and everything, and then she falls to the ground. And you know China's not going to be in the full season, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I try to stay away from that news because I want to be surprised. Because I was actually mad when I came up on the Henderson news. Because I was following the actor, and when I saw the news, I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, come on.
But here's the thing. I like, even though that they killed him off, the fact that they use that as reasoning to like go with what Jefferson has been doing this year says that he was an important character. So when she falls out the sky, I'm like, oh wait, how are they gonna do this? Is she gonna die? Is she going to go off and be on the painkillers right up, which I don't think is happening? But it's like, what's the deal? How is this happening? Because like, to end it on that, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's
like,
I hope she'll. Yeah, but yeah, Kevin's saying she'll be in limited episodes. Big shout out to Silhouetted Animator. Thank you for the super chat. 5 beans in the super chat. What up? Thank you. Says, do you think Lala will get his vengeance against Tobias before the show is done? I'm liking his gradual rise to power, and he's been through so much. It kind of goes back to what we were saying. I think Jefferson, the show owes it to Jefferson. Jefferson, I think, needs the killing blow. But I do think that Lala needs to extract his pound of flesh.
It could be cool. It could be cool to do like a really cool like trade-off scene where they do it together.
You know what? They do both hate him. And the enemy of my enemy.
I mean, look.
It's like, Lala we ain't cool, but we did get cool up for a little bit last season. For 2 seconds, because you was helping Metas get out. So like, you know what I'm saying? Look, let's hold our noses for 2 seconds, kill Tobias, and then, look, I'll let you walk away for now, and I'll walk away. You know what I'm saying? But I do think Lala will get his pound of flesh in some type of way, because Lala now knows about the turn off code or whatever that like Tobias used the first time. So they ain't gonna work a second time. You know what I'm saying?
It could be cool, and he'd be like Latavius. Like he wouldn't call him Lala. He'd be like Latavius. What's going on? Like let's handle it together. Like I could see like a really cool, dope fight scene happening with the two of them, set to like a really like the vibe of a DMX track, right?
Yeah, that could work.
Like I'm like talking like old DMX, like when we were like middle school.
Yo, now that you bring up DMX, you know what? There's a lot of DMX tracks that could be used during fight scenes.
Like,
yo,
like think
that's
about
a good
it.
one. That's a good one.
Even
his opening track on his first album has a very like up tempo animated energy. You know what I'm saying? Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. Why DMX's album was always evil as on?
No, if you did that, that would make so much sense with Lala's character, right?
Yep. Yo.
like think about it. Oh,
and that's some old Swiss beats. That's some old Swiss beats right there.
Oh, like before verses, right? Before
verses.
Like we try to tell people, kids don't know about that.
They don't know about the young Swiss beats.
We all old now. Why do we sound like old cats, right?
That's back when we used to be like Swiss beats. People don't even remember that.
Right, bro. Like I just hear that and I'm like, that could be cool. But we also, I think we do this all the time. We're talking about like what will be cool. We got to talk about Journey.
Yeah,
I think we're done with BL.
You sent me that one. I was like,
bro. So for the people that's not hip or not up on what's happening with what happened last night, Journey Smollett goes on Twitter and it shows a picture of herself reading a Green Arrow book, and then her quote in her post caption was Black Canary. I was like, is this happening? Remember we talked about this a couple months ago with the Black Canary HBO Max spinoff, and we kind of talked about
yo, this could happen.
How the trailer would be,
and
who the producers should be. If this is happening, the minute I'm gonna be like, yo, boss, I need to go get on the live stream right now. Like, that's what it's gonna be like.
Be like, we made this happen. HBO Max is cutting us a check. No.
Wait, we didn't talk about the Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer either.
Oh, my dude. Journey is probably going to be based on our video. Journey saw that first because she watches the show. Shouts out, Journey. What you doing? I know it's up late, but it's all good. She watched the show, and then she was like, you know what? I need to do a spinoff. And then it was like, word, we got you. Then Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer, it's looking pretty good.
So, dude, I love the buddy cop vibe.
Yes.
So good. So good. Where you have go ahead. It's like
he is so Winter Soldier is so tired. He is so tired. He was like, all right, cool, what's the plan? He was like, he just walked out, he was like, get on my nerves, Jesus.
He's like the straight man. It's so funny that he's the straight man between the two of them.
Yeah.
Because between Steve and Falcon, Steve's the straight man.
Yep.
And now Falcon is not the straight man anymore. So like, I really dig this vibe. And also that fight scene, Sharon Carter's fight scene that they showed in the trailer, I was like, that was like some Marvel Netflix Daredevil kind of move, right?
The cinematography on it, the comedy, their chemistry together. Look, I mean, it's been working since, because I rewatched the MCU thing I was talking about. I rewatched the MCU in timeline order, and it really is seeing them together. It's like, well, when Kat was there, it's like I got my best friend from elementary school and then my best friend from college. You know what I'm saying? And now they're trying to figure out how they fit in to my life together, because it's like I want to hang with both of them, and both of them are like, no, I'm the best friend.
Yeah, we saw that in a little bit of Civil War, right?
Yeah.
Like with when they were dealing with Spider-Man and
Yep.
Spider-Man whips him up and they get on the floor, and then I forget what he says, but he goes, the end line was like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Like, so like
And
the
then,
fact
like,
that on
they
top
do
of
it
that,
again when he's on the side of the truck. Yo, it's messed up because it's
dude,
like, I know that dude. It's like he's getting under his skin all the time.
yeah.
It's like, we cool, but you get on my nerves.
Like, and I relate to that so hard, but it's like,
funny.
I love that vibe. I missed it during the Super Bowl because I was working, but like, I watched that, man, and I was like, yes. And this was my point.
Like, that little girl, kick your butt. It's like, bro, can I get some help, please? Like,
and this was my point with WandaVision. Like, I'm gonna tell you what I was like. You were like, it's kind of slow, but I'm like, bro, we have WandaVision and Winter Soldier right after each other. So I'm like, the fact that WandaVision is kind of taking over the world. Like, you go on TikTok, every other TikTok is about WandaVision.
And like, WandaVision is doing in episode 5, which pretty much what I wish they would have did in the first 2 episodes, switching back and forth. The first 2 episodes, because now that we're in episode 5, I still challenge anyone. Going back to the first 2 episodes, there's no wealth of knowledge that we've missed where we couldn't have started at episode 3. Now, episodes 1 and 2 are very well done, very cute, funny. I'm not saying they are poorly done episodes.
I hear you.
But if we only got 9, all right? If we only got 9, you got to be busting off every one. we only got 9.
I respect you.
We only got 9. We got to bust off with each one.
Here's the thing. I agree with you, but I think like they intentionally didn't do that because they had to sustain the viewership. Because if you're just like, if you're on 10 every episode, yeah, okay. I'm Black Panther album reference. If you're on 10 every episode, it's like, okay, cool, but when is there going to be a down moment? Here, it's like you're going up the roller coaster. You're going at the roller coaster, and now we're at that point. We're at the crevice, and then we're at the top of the roller coaster where things are just going to go quick, exciting turn.
It's gonna be crazy.
That's right. So it's like this is the part where it's gonna get really good. Where you're gonna like I'll admit it. I was up at 1 o'clock in the morning, 12:30 in the morning last week, and then Pietro Maximoff from the X-Men universe comes in, and I'm like, word, it's happening.
Like I was in my super tiredness, but still up watching it. And when he showed up, I knew it was him because they took too long to show him. I was like, it's, and plus earlier that day, I saw the word X-Men trending. So I was like, I've seen too much already. I was like, I think they're going to bring one of the X-Men back. So when she opened the door and when they showed him, I was like, I literally said by myself, this is about to get convoluted. I was like, now, as someone who reads comics, I know comics is convoluted, but for regular people that aren't used to reading, she done died, but now she's back because they went to another time and got her and brought her here, or they got the child version of them from the other universe and brought her to replace the blood from there's all types of convoluted stuff that happens in comics. So I was like, this is about to get convoluted. I was like, I'm cool with it. But I'm like, y'all gonna have to do some real it's about to be like, all right, check it. You're gonna have to go watch Thor 2, and you're going to have to watch Ant-Man 2, and you're going to have to watch Black Panther. Then you're going to have to watch episode 5 of this, and then you're going to know what's happening.
Bro, like, and first of all, you need to make a gif of what you just did with the combo looted. You need to make a gif of yourself doing that, because I would use that. But literally, you're right, because my boss texted me over the weekend when she saw it, and she was like, okay, you're going to have to explain this whole brother thing to me. I was like, all right, so here's the deal. So that dude is from the X-Men universe. This dude, their actual brother, was played by this dude. This dude got killed in Age of Ultron. This dude came from X-Men. Like, it took like a good 7 to 10 text messages back to back.
Wow.
Just been like, this is this, this is this, this is this, this is this. So you're right. But also, I was up watching the episode when it hit. So before they even trended, I was like, when WandaVision comes on, I turn my phone off because I need to be in it, so I don't get spoiled at all. And that's how it's been for the last 5 weeks. And
WandaVision is probably one of those shows. And I mean, you can even see socially, the first 2 episodes, ain't nobody really tweet about their thing. But now it's like you can't, because I've been watching it sometimes Thursday night, sometimes Friday morning, sometimes Friday night, depending on how my schedule lies. But the way Twitter is, it's either I need to watch it when it first drops, or I need to just stay off Twitter all day until, because once I saw X-Men trending, and then I saw Quicksilver trend, I was like, oh man, I've seen too much. I was like, I've already seen too much. I already know.
But that's why I'll turn it off. I'll turn my phone off, and I'll tell my girlfriend, turn your phone off. Computers go off. We are in. Like, we'll order Wendy's.
And nothing else, just locked in.
We are locked in. Like that part with the Guardians of the Galaxy, where all the Nova Corps are locked in, and they make the big Nova net. That is exactly what's happening, right? So when I'm doing all that, I'm in with WandaVision. So when I see this man pop up, and you got this long freaking camera just pointed with the back of this man's head and the gray hair, I'm like, are they doing it? Are they doing it? Are they doing
it?
It's
like, we know who this dude is.
And then it's like, but is it Pietro, or is it Mephisto, or is it like a creation of Wanda, or is it something where Agnes is playing? Because I know Agnes keeps on playing up with a lot of people that she's.
What? I'm wondering about this whole thing with Mephisto. A whole bunch of people have been saying Mephisto the whole season, right? Mm-hmm. Could even that be a swerve? Like, Mephisto isn't the only one with the power to be able to do this. And since we're bringing in X-Men side folks, Fantastic Four now, I mean, Mephisto isn't the only one that could do this. There are other people that, you could essentially, no, because Dormammu already made a deal not to come back.
Right.
So it can't be him.
Right.
Maybe Blackheart. Maybe, there's some other people that have the power to kind of do this. I just wonder if maybe that's a swerve. But I'm also not a big theory person either.
But let's be honest. Like, I've been hearing rumor. People have wanted Mephisto in the MCU all the way back to Defenders, right? When we had Sigourney Weaver's character be like, who is she, for that whole entire year lead up from New York Comic Con all the way when the show dropped, and people were like, so she's just the leader of the Hand. So it's like, I think
man.
Let's not get into it. Let's not get into it. But it's like,
oh, that could have been so dope.
Right. But we knew, let's be honest, we knew Jeff Loeb ain't going there. But all of that. But now that they've pretty much done this, what holds for everything else that's happening? And I know I'm speaking on my hands because I haven't eaten dinner, but I'm gonna order Wendy's. But
Mephisto's here. Oh, and shouts out to Wendy's. went there on Saturday or whatever. Shouts out.
Last
You know what I'm
night,
saying? Y'all want to look? Y'all want some more? Y'all got to support the channel. You know what I'm saying?
Give me those spicy nugs.
Spicy. We put a little logo in the bottom and get you some spicy nuggets.
But we should probably wrap it up. But like, man,
that trailer for Falcon Winter Soldier, WandaVision, everything is looking cool. I still have no idea what to expect from Doctor Strange's movie, which is what excites me the most. Disney Plus got to get off of this special ordering thing for their movies. That's a whole nother thing. But as far as the MCU right now, I'm excited and I want to see where they take Falcon and Winter Soldier. And we probably gonna get some Spectrum in the future. For all intents and purposes, for the last couple of episodes, your girl been kind of the lead with Jimmy and Darcy kind of as like the co-stars. Like, dude, I'm not mad at that show. I'm not mad at the Spectrum show with like Jimmy and Darcy like doing things, keeping things covered up for or something. I don't know. It's like I'm actually more interested in Jimmy. Like Jimmy was like he was like, yo, she's a good guy. She's a bad guy. Well, you know, she did all this, but she also helped the Avengers. Oh yeah, but we know what happened in Lagos. It's just like, well, yeah, but that was an accident. She wasn't trying to kill. It's like then when he went to Darcy, I try not to speak ill of people. She was like, oh no, I'll do it for you.
there's this thing happening on Twitter where there's this guy, like, he goes and tweeted, I forget his name, but he went and tweeted, it would be really cool to have an X-Files show with Jimmy Woo as the lead.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly what this show needs to be. And I would watch that hand over fist if they didn't do Agents of Atlas, which is like, we have to see.
Because I'm definitely down with an X-Files type of MCU type of X-Files show with Jimmy just leading it. And because Jimmy, man, just seeing him in a kind of, you know, the monster of the week or the spook of the week kind of deal, with him showing up in a brand new town, doing the card trick. And wait. Come on, man. It's great.
You know, I also want him to start rapping. You saw that? Bro, you know I'm bringing it up. When the Netflix comedy that he had with Ali Wong, and the man is rapping over the credits, like, he actually has pretty good flow, right?
It would be nice to see him be like, well, you know, I do a little karaoke on the weekends, but I've been working on my own material.
but then you see Jimmy Woo with
Jimmy is just silly.
Just being like rapping, just going in and just being like, hey, what's good?
Like Mom Spaghetti. I
want to be in. And you can release that as the soundtrack to his show.
You could. Give us a solid like 5-6 episodes of him going, you know, monster of the week kind of thing. Him going from all these small towns, you know, just like X-Files did, doing the card trick when he shows up to people.
I have the idea. Every episode, he's rapping what the plot of that episode is.
Yo, oh snap! Put together a 5-track EP, and then when you release it, have the album art be him in full, like his character's uniform, but like kind of like chilling with it though.
Wait, and you release it, you physically release it. There's a lenticular cover so that when you move it, he has the card. And it's like this.
He does it.
Like this. Yeah, the card.
Yo, man.
We can spend so much time talking about Jimmy Woo, man, because the Randall Park's Jimmy Woo is just,
he's
cool.
Straight. He's awesome. Like,
he's dope. He's dope. Like, awesome. I would love a Jimmy Woo series like on Disney Plus, and they stealth release the album too right after, where it's just like everyone.
It's like, yo, this is on iTunes right now.
Like,
and then, because you can have him drop a line about it in the show, like, yo, check it, I'm Jimmy Woo on iTunes, Tidal, blah, blah, blah. And you be thinking it's a joke. And then you're like, hold up, Jimmy Woo is on Tidal.
It's like Jimmy Woo.
We're like, yo, Jimmy Woo is on Tidal.
Wait, okay.
Like Jimmy
I'm gonna
Woo
say
is not a real person.
I'm gonna say it. Jimmy Woo and Darcy.
Oh man.
Romantic
Uh
pairing? Yes or no? I don't
Darcy
know.
holding down the hook. Oh man.
No, just like
Oh,
as a couple in the MCU.
that would be one of the weirdest couples. But
Bro, it would be so fun.
man, I'm actually not against that because they're both weird. So I'm actually not against that.
like
One, they can keep their weirdness together and not like weirdify anyone else. But then we get a show of like, what are y'all doing?
Darcy, I want Monica to have her own show, but if she was in this show, I wouldn't be mad at it. But like,
Yeah,
just Jimmy Woo and Darcy just doing their thing, and then you could cross it over with Thor, like, and Darcy be like, "Hey, Mjolnir, I finally know how to say it." Like,
yeah.
it would be the funniest, dopest thing that I would love, man. I would love to just see them just like go super ham with it.
Yeah, and then Thomas D said Woo Records. Shouts out to Kid at Heart. Nice to see you. Yeah, the Black Lightning's back, so it's good. We just wrapping up. Andre Atkins did say the Lagos incident could have been a whole lot worse if it wasn't for Scarlet Witch, and that's true. Her powers had not grown to what they are now. She did the best she could. I mean, she had to go kind of straight up in the air. She could have the only other thing is try to bury it, but then you could say that the soil could have been contaminated with what, you just never know. You know what I'm saying? With whatever. So the air was the best option. And then, of course, the old boy's like, she blew up this and she blew up that. And it's like, yeah, but she's not really a terrorist. But then it's kind of like that guy trying to make it be whatever it wants it to be, when it's like, yeah, she's done some bad things, but it's clear that she's a good guy now, or up until this point.
Right. And that's
up until this point.
Like, and here's the thing. I'll say this when we end. Ross was waiting for a moment to take down the Avengers. Because if that would have been the first moment, it would have been like, cool. But like, international incident, we got to come in, and then Sokovia Accords. It's like,
yeah.
Like, what we need, I will say we need a Jimmy Woo show.
Yep. Jimmy Woo show.
We just spent 20 minutes talking about Jimmy Woo. Like,
yeah, it could be like, I don't know, just name it like Jimmy Woo : Man of Action or something. I don't know. And then like and just like let the show be whatever it is.
Jimmy Woo, International Man of
Magic.
Yo, this is like magic, and that's the key art, just being like, just holding the card and having a mic and just like going in, dude. I love it, man.
Yo, man.
Weird AF, man. This is what happened.
He was like, well, it was weird, so I called you guys. Like, he was like, I called you guys. I didn't call SHIELD, I called you guys. Like, I don't know. It's something weird. They say that this place doesn't exist, so I called you guys.
Right.
But all right, with that said, before we get out of here, shout out to everybody in the chat. Kid at Heart, Andre Atkins, Thomas D. We had, Kevin Jones up in here. We had Nicholas Nelson. We had Token in here. Silhouetted Animators, thank you for the super chat. And I think that might have been it. And Daryl came through. What up, Daryl? Yo, look, we had a good time. We talked about Black Lightning, got a little Marvel up in there. So before we get out of here, the international man of mystery on this show, right over here, Clement Bryant.
Twitter, Instagram at Clement Bryant. That's all I gotta say. I'm out. I want to watch WandaVision again.
We both tired, so yeah. Look, it's WandaVision, and can't wait for Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I'm gonna show Lady Lisa the Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer because I forgot to show her that. I think she'll like it. But Guys, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. Hit a thumbs up. Share this to your friends. Don't be stingy with NERDSoul. And also podcast for that them sounds, Spotify for that music. And we're going to leave y'all with Arcatron. You know the deal. He bring them beats. It ain't no joke. And from us to you, we're just saying thank you for watching and peace.
Later.
The MCU is about to get convoluted.